Y nada, ahora nos vamos para Slay the Spire. No sé de qué va este juego, así que vamos a ver de qué va. Vale, nueva partida. Capítulo 1. El héroe y la princesa.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a
A ver.
cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Vale,
You're here
me
to
mola este
slay
estilo,
her.
está guapo.
If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Tú estás aquí para darle muerte. Si no lo haces, será el fin del mundo. Vale. Puedo investigar. El fin del mundo, ¿de qué hablas? ¿Has pensado que igual solo quiere acabar con el mundo porque está encerrada en un sótano? ¿Podría ser? Te leí en tu celda reference. ¿Es una referencia? Espérate, voy a poner la cama aquí. O... es que no sé dónde ponerla. Espérate, la voy a hacer más chica. Eso sí, y la voy a dejar aquí. Así vais pudiendo ver las opciones. Pero matar a una princesa es un poco horrible, ¿no? ¿No puede hacerlo otro? Olvídate, no pienso hacerlo. ¿No has considerado que igual me parece bien que se acabe el mundo? Si lo hago, ¿recibiré algún tipo de recompensa? Ah, vale, gracias por decirme lo que tengo que hacer. Toma ya, siempre he querido cargarme a un monarca. ¡Viva la revolución! Avanzar hacia la cabaña en silencio. Darte la vuelta e irte. Yo me quedo con la primera. No, pero no más la cama que pesa mucho. ¿Qué?
I'm talking about the
No
end
entiendo.
of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most
He
problematically
dicho la
of
cama.
all,
Que quería
no
decir
more
el cama.
people. You have to put an end to her.
A ver, me refiero al fin de todo lo que conocemos. Nada de pájaros ni de árboles. Y lo que probablemente sea lo peor de todo. Nada de personas. Tienes que acabar con ella. Vale. ¿Cómo va a acabar con el mundo una princesa que está encerrada en nosotros? Va a ir
Don't
sacando
linger on
información.
the specifics. You
Vale,
have a
no te
job to
entretengas
do.
con los detalles.
Just get
Tienes
in
una
there
tarea por
and do what
completar.
needs to be done.
Ok.
We're all counting on you.
Mira, voy a seguir.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out.
Vale.
Then each and every one of us is doomed.
Ok.
So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us.
A ver.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Tío, el estilo del juego está muy guapo y me gusta. Que muevas así el ratón y se vea también este efecto está chulo.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Vale, ok.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the prince...
Un segundo, espérate. Ahí está. Vale.
Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Voy a seguir bajando las escaleras.
Good.
No voy a hablar con ella. Al menos
You
por el
walk down the
momento.
stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world? Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Ese tonito no me gusta, ¿eh? ¿Cómo? ¿Qué va? ¿Por qué dices que eso? Vale, sí, me has pillado. He venido a darte muerte. ¿Qué va? Para nada. Aún no lo he decidido. Solo quiero hablar. Es que el tonito con el que me está hablando igual es un poquito raro, ¿eh?
You
Es
step
que yo...
forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So,
Vale, o sea...
you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
Ah, me está intentando intimidar.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this. You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh. This is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder. Do you actually believe this was enough to
Es
kill
que
me?
estaba clarísimo, o sea...
It's like she's convinced she can't die. Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago, that arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really over? It's over.
Es que ha sido
Don't
demasiado
get all
fácil.
worked up. We should make sure. What's the harm in checking for a pulse? I really don't think you should do that. And why shouldn't we? Is there something you're not telling us? I've told you everything that's happened with complete accuracy. The princess is dead. Your blade pierced her heart. There's no coming...
Extraer la
You
hoja,
lean down and
brevemente.
wrap your hand around the blade's
Por
head.
si acaso. Ay, ahora tengo el cursor es un puñal.
But as you begin to slide it out of its resting place, you feel a sharp and sudden jab in your side.
¿Cómo? ¿Qué le pasa a la mano?
What was that?
I guess I won't be dying alone after all.
¿Qué es esto? ¿Qué es este juego, tío?
Quick, let's get out of here. It's too late for that now.
Claro.
You collapse to the ground as the mortally wounded princess twists a blade of her own deeper between your ribs.
Venga.
As you fall, she falls with you, exhausted by the effort, the little life that was left in her eyes fading rapidly.
An eye for an eye. A life for a life. I guess we're even now.
No, por favor, no. Por favor, no.
See you around.
You were so close. Why did you hesitate? It doesn't matter. At least you managed to take her with you. For whatever that's worth. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Ah, vale, ok. Capítulo 2. El filo de la navaja.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin.
Vuelvo a empezar.
And in the basement of you're here.
A ver. Vale. ¿Qué dices? Un momento, ¿esto no había pasado ya?
Or if it has, I certainly haven't been a part of it. We've just met for the first time, you and I. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
This whole thing's a crock of shit. She's just going to pull a knife out of nowhere and stab us again.
Stabbed to death? Well, you won't have to worry about that. The princess is unarmed.
Yeah, that's exactly what you told us last time.
Me
You
lo
said this
ofendido.
whole thing would be easy, but after we sank our blade into her heart, she just got up and started stabbing us.
Calm down. I assure you she has no weapons, so there's no reason to fear her. You were made for this job. You'll do just fine.
Supongamos por un momento que estoy diciendo la verdad y esto ya lo había vivido. ¿Para qué iba a hacerte caso? ¿Para qué iba a molestarme en hacer nada? Venga.
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. If you're back here, I'm assuming you died, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. We mostly listened to you. How were we supposed to know she'd spring back to life? If she sprung back to life in this hypothetical scenario, then clearly you didn't slay her. But congratulations, you've been given a chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We stabbed the princess stabbed us, and now everyone's right back to where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? Had you failed to slay the princess, what would have happened to everyone in the place you left?
Screw this. Who cares what happened to everyone else? She's not going to play fair, so we should do what we can to save ourselves and just get out of here.
At least you know not to trust her, but you do realize that everything and everyone includes you, right? If you turn around and leave, you're dooming yourself as well as everyone else. We were so close to finishing the job last time. She can't get the jump on us twice. If we're careful, we should be fine. That's the spirit. Just keep that stiff upper lip, and you'll save the world in no time at all.
Háblanos un poco de la
Just be quick
princesa.
about it.
La última vez nos matamos el uno al otro. ¿Cómo evito que vuelva a ocurrir lo mismo? No. Lo único que hizo la última vez fue matarme a cuchilladas. ¿Cómo puede destruir el mundo alguien así? ¿Quién la encerró en ese sótano? ¿Qué es ese sitio? No, es el primer...
Like I said, if she killed you, it was probably because you didn't listen to me. Don't talk to her, don't trust her, just go in, do your job, and save the world.
Oh, and don't get stabbed while you're at it.
Venga.
She just can. But she's still only a princess. You're fully up to the task you've been given, so long as you remember that. I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult.
Hay cosas que no me está contando.
You didn't tell us about her knife last time, though.
That's because she's unarmed. And more than that, it's because there wasn't a last time.
Espera, un segundo. No. A ver, vale, me acabo de fijar una cosa. Antes, la voz del ofendidito, del ofendido, ha dicho una cosa como si lo estuviera diciendo el narrador. Pero ahora lo ha dicho como si lo estuviera diciendo el protagonista, o sea, nosotros. Esto es raro, ¿eh? Esto es raro. A ver. Eso es todo.
Now,
Vamos
if
a
you
dejarlo
don't
aquí.
mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Ir a la cabaña. A ver.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will...
He couldn't be more on the money. But we're really doing this, aren't we? I'd say you're lost, but I'm stuck here with you. We know what to look out for this time. We know to be careful.
Just stay focused and
Es
you'll
que
be
son
fine.
tres voces. Son tres voces. No es que la voz del ofendido sea del héroe, sino que es una voz aparte. Pero no entiendo.
The interior of the cabin is a jagged mess of warped wood and broken boards, their splintered edges as uninviting as shattered glass.
Vale.
The only furniture of note is a pointed table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. Very different. Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died and so focus up. A lot's right.
Vale. Coger la hoja.
You take the blade
Vamos a
from the
hacerlo
table.
otra vez, venga.
It will be difficult to slay
Vamos a
the
morir de nuevo,
princess and save the
seguramente. Es
world
que
without
ya
a
me lo veo
weapon.
venir.
It feels a bit better to have a weapon in our hands. Let's make her hurt for what she's done to us.
¿Ves? Ahora lo hice como en primera persona, es decir, desde la voz del héroe. Pero luego veremos a ver qué hice. Vamos a entrar al sótano, venga. Ahora el espejo ha desaparecido por la cara.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing what must once have been stairs. The fractured slats look as if they've been torn from their source, and the air seeping up from below has an almost metallic quality to it, like the smell of fresh blood. And you can hear what sounds like the rhythmic scraping of metal coming from down below.
That's right, scraping. I told you she has something, I told you.
That sound could be anything. It's probably just her chains dragging across the floor. I am begging you to get out of your head. Her grating voice carries up the stairs.
I hope you've come to rescue me. I've been stuck down here forever.
There is something so wrong with
Si ahora
that
es más
voice.
Ursel la voz,
Yeah, she thinks she's better than us, like she doesn't even have to put on an act this time.
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view, her sharp eyes following you from across the room. I wonder if she remembers us.
Finally, somebody! Quick, get me out of these chains. We're not safe.
Come on now, we're not falling for that, are we? She's trying to trick us, but she can't hide that threatening edge to her voice.
If she sounds threatening, it's because her mask is already slipping. She knows why you're here. You are armed.
What are you waiting for? You are here to rescue me, right?
A ver, yo quiero... No, es que no quiero hablar con ella. No quiero hablar con ella.
The princess falls silent, her smile unwavering as you charge across the room.
Okay, she hasn't pulled out a knife yet, and her hands are still behind her back. I think we can do this. I think we can win. We just have to strike now, but make sure you keep your eyes on those hands. I don't trust her for a second.
But your focus is broken by the horrible sound of metal slicing through meat.
Whose meat? Not ours, right?
Hers at first, then yours.
Hehe.
¿Cómo que jiji?
How? What did she even hit us with?
You stare down at your chest and at the long, thin blade she impaled you with.
¿Qué es esto? ¿Qué es esto? No estoy entendiendo nada. Me está encantando.
And then the red, angry slit along the flesh of her thigh, where the blade had been nestled just a moment ago. It's still lodged in her leg, emerging from her knee, hinging up and out of her body like some extra metallic limb.
Bullshit. Absolute bullshit.
You're going to die now.
Vale, ok.
With a twist of her knee and a painful squelch, she does just that. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Capítulo 3. La carrera armamentística.
You're on a path in the woods.
No,
Venga,
fuck
es
that.
que-
If we're gonna have to keep doing this over and over and over again, we're not starting in that goddamn woods every time. We're starting in the fucking cabin.
You're what? The interior of the cabin is sharp, a constricting mess of curved and battered sheet metal pushing you towards... Wait, excuse me? What just happened? What did you just do?
Just 3 litros dice hasta
Está-
el peta está hasta los
sí.
huevos.
I feel dizzy.
Oh ho ho ho! I guess I took us to the cabin, didn't I? Isn't that interesting? Who holds the cards now?
The circle's getting smaller and smaller. Running isn't an
¿Poder
option
perseguido?
anymore.
¿Ahora hay 4
To
voces?
fight.
¿Qué es esto?
Good. It's better that way.
Ah, no.
Without a fight, no one can win, and if no one can win, then nothing has... Great. So obviously you've already been here. How many times?
This is our third?
No wonder things have fallen apart. You do realize that every time you fail,
Just
she
3 litros
escapes,
dice
and
esa
an
sala me
entire
recuerda
world
cuando
is
el
damned to
dishonor te llevan con
destruction.
el forajido a su
Right?
zona, por decirlo así.
Sí, cierto, el vacío. Sí, es verdad que se parece un poco.
That can't be right. That's too much responsibility.
Y no es el forajido, es el forastero. Anda, espabila, que no te sabes los nombres.
Pato, pato, pato.
Shiro, hermosa, preciosa, linda, bella, linda, guapa, hermosa, bonita, preciosa. ¿Cómo que pato? El mío dice, pues no sé, el mío es especial.
Nah, impossibly high stakes make the fight so much better. Let's just stay focused, shall we?
Mira, voy a interactuar con el espejo porque es que es raro, o sea, es un elemento nuevo que ahora no tiene sentido. No hay puerta ni siquiera, o sea...
The only furniture of note is a bent metal table, a pristine blade perched.
We take it.
Okay, sure, you take the blade before letting me finish telling you it's there. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. This feels right. We just have to keep our senses sharp.
That's right. We've got to be able to win eventually.
We will win eventually. Hell, we might even win now.
Sí, es cierto, Charlie, o sea, su voz dice tiburón por la cara cuando pones un pato, no sé, es rarísimo.
That's a fighting spirit I like to see. You could all learn a thing or two from this one.
Bueno, a ver, podría...
I'd love to
vale.
get started just as much as you would, but how are we supposed to get down there?
You walk through the door. You do know what doors are, right?
There isn't a door, there's just that mirror.
There isn't a mirror. You really messed things up, didn't you? It's like you can't even
Just 3
see
litros
reality.
dice vale Lux, pero escucha este temazo, cara sudando, 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 cara sudando.
Qué mazo, Joder, tío, de verdad.
I can feel the air coming up from behind it, stinking of iron and steel. He might be right. Could be a trick. If our other senses can't feel it, then we can't trust it.
Por cierto, es gracioso porque es que yo esto lo dejaré subido en el canal de bots y no lo voy a editar, o sea, no lo voy a recortar ni nada. Estará íntegro el bot. Así que...
If it's in our way, let's just break it and move on.
Vale, acercarte al espejo.
You make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You really must think you're looking at a mirror. Well, it doesn't exist. Just reach forward and open it.
Let's just fumble for the handle and be done with it. I don't care what we look like. I care about getting to the end of this mess.
Limpiar el espejo. A ver.
Reach forward and place your hand on the door to the basement. It creaks open. And the mirror's gone. How surprising.
It was never there. Just an illusion.
Let's just get to the princess already. I didn't care about the mirror before. Guess it's time for us to see her again. Just stay focused and you'll be fine. You step forward, but you don't get a chance to linger on the basement stairs. They are smooth and flat and metallic, an unintentional and unfortunately slippery ramp that quickly sends you skittering to the bottom.
Your body tumbles onto the basement floor and the form of the princess comes into view, standing at a distance. She gives you a wry smile.
Hi, it looks like you don't have a way out, so I'm not going to play dumb anymore. But don't worry about how bad you did last time. That's part of the fun.
Vaya.
She's got another thing coming if she thinks we're going down easy again. Pride makes us dead. The only thing that matters is survival.
Actually, does survival matter? We've died twice and nothing bad has come of it. We just need to find a way to win once.
Nothing bad has come of it yet.
Plenty bad has come of it. You've left at least one entire world to ruin.
The people there mattered. The past isn't real. There's only here and now.
Your internal bickering is cut short by the wet sound of slicing meat. From the princess's arms erupt twin blades glistening with her blood, the empty flesh of her arms flopping at her elbows like torn sleeves. The chain clatters to the floor. She's loose, and she is coming for you.
¿Cómo?
You're going to make me walk over to you, aren't you?
Shit. She's coming for us and I'm out of ideas.
No me voy a enfrentar ahí, o sea, ¿qué cojones? Ah, es que si pienso en algo, o sea, va a venir a por mí. La cosa es, o sea, no me voy a rendir. La cosa sería ahora empezar a hablar con ella, porque es que de todos modos... No, intentar ligar con ella no creo que sea conveniente.
She doesn't want to talk and we shouldn't be either.
I agree. Talking is boring. We should just get back to fighting her. That's not helpful. We already tried that one, didn't we?
You were the one who asked for ideas.
Fine. Talk our way out of this. Maybe that's the answer.
Vale. Me chiflan las ganadoras, ¿sabes? Y a ti se te nota a la legua que eres una ganadora. ¿Y si dejamos de pelear y formamos equipo? Incluso te dejaría estar al mando. Mira, los dos estamos atrapados en contra de nuestra voluntad. ¿Qué opinas de que unamos fuerzas? ¿Alguna vez te han dicho lo bien que se te da apuñalar? No, esta.
Oh, for the love of... The princess stops for a moment, mulling over your deranged proposition.
Nah, not interested.
Nah,
And don't
es
take
que
it the wrong
está
way.
claro.
I think you're neat, but I'm having way too much fun to stop.
We should coil
Joder.
ourselves. She's about to pounce.
Just get ready to fight back.
Before you can finish another thought, the princess closes the distance and... Dodge, now! Fails to hit you.
Haha, yes.
Oh, you're a fast one. That's fun. But I think I can get even faster.
Now, hit her back.
Ah,
You dodge
me
and
mata.
parry and strike and are struck, her nicking your flesh and you nicking her skin to reveal shining metal below. But
Este juego
eventually
es
you slip
rarísimo,
up,
te lo juro. O sea,
you
es
lose
que
the
no estoy
pattern,
entendiendo nada.
just for a moment. A blade flashes through the air, and she skewers you. Ow!
Wow, she is absolutely uncompromising, isn't she? I know it seems weird, but if anything, this makes me want her to like us even more.
Venga, otra vez más.
Oh, a new one of us. I thought that only happens when we die. Did we die? You're on a... No, you're in a... Where the hell are you? I don't like that we died without us knowing it. This really, really blurs some lines that I prefer not to be blurred. Are we still dead? Are we alive again? Stop saying dead, all of you. We might have died a second ago, but right now we're extremely not dead. This is all horribly wrong. How many times have you been here?
This is 4.
No wonder everything's such a mess. This wasn't supposed to go past 1.
I wonder what you're going to do next. You're so full of ideas, and I love that.
But I guess we don't have time to talk about things before the princess advances.
Esto es rarísimo, te lo juro. O sea, no me esperaba que este juego fuese tan raro,
Okay.
la verdad.
Whatever we do gets us another us. Let's see how many we can stack. There's got to be a point where it makes us better than her. We don't need any other voices chattering about in here. It'll just confuse us. All we need is to keep fighting. Yeah, I'll pass on that. As long as we keep moving. Flawless idea, if you ask me. Such a go-getter attitude.
Come on, show me something new.
A ver. A ver, la cuestión es que ella está emocionada, por así decir, o sea, quiere que sigamos enfrentándonos a ella. Es consciente de que hemos muerto varias veces. Por lo tanto, yo creo que lo más sensato sería agotar su paciencia y no alimentar esas ganas de enfrentarse contra nosotros. Así que vamos a rendirnos. No funciona y te mato otra vez, una y otra vez. Tu memoria se difumina a medida que tu conciencia salta de una vida a otra y a otra, conservando solo fragmentos del conflicto que acontecen.
What's the point?
Vaya.
It's all the same.
She skewers you.
Oh, don't give up on me just yet. You gotta keep going.
Vaya, pues no. Hostia, ahora se está volviendo cada vez más rara, ¿eh? Algo que...
Well, there's more of us. Let's see if that helps. Then you skewer yourself.
Ah, no, vale, es la mano,
Understood
ok.
that dying doesn't
Es
get
la
you
mano
anywhere.
nuestra.
Huh, that didn't do much of anything. We're tougher than I thought. Compliment her on those gleaming blades. There's nothing better than a capable woman.
Voz del galán.
She
¿Pero qué
skewers
es
you.
esto, tío?
You're cute.
It doesn't matter how many times this takes, we can't give up. Okay, let's go again. Just panic. Flee. She skewers you.
No, you don't get to escape. That's not how this works.
See? We're getting better. Okay, yeah. That was a good one. She's going to kill this body either way. So stop feeling what it feels. She skewers you.
Ooh, not bad. Real tough.
We're getting close to something, can't you feel it? You're right. One last time, that's all we need. None of this is working. Think. She skewers you.
¿Qué es esto,
And then
tío?
everything goes dark, and you die.
Capítulo 4. Destrucción mutua asegurada. Vale.
Don't lose your head. We're in a cabin, and we'll take it from here. Everything feels like it finally fits, doesn't it? We're up here, which is different, and different is good. And our steel... Oh! What if we throw it out the window? Over my dead body.
That won't be very hard. We've died a lot. But I can't say I mind anymore.
Besides, what better way to die so very many times than at the sharp hands of a beautiful woman? I'm sure I can think of a better way to die. They're all the same, really. How about we stop thinking about horrible ways to die? I don't want us to accidentally manifest anything.
Harley, ese serías tú perfectamente. No me jodas.
The only thing we're gonna manifest is finally ending up on top.
There are entirely too many of you. How many times have you been here? This isn't good. This is... How about you stick to describing things, and we'll stick to doing them? Yeah, leave it to the pros. We'll notch up that win in no time. Narrator, we heroically stride through the door and towards our destined
dice los cojones gordos, los cojones gordos y los cojones gordos.
Lover. Fine by me. You walk to the door and onto the basement stairs, only it's more of a slide.
Dicen que la verdad ofende.
Fine, I'll just shut up then and speed this whole thing along. Are you sure you don't want me to describe the stairs? Or this room, or anything? Don't care, just want to win. Fine, you make your way to the basement, where the princess awaits you.
You know, this last time I killed you, and you didn't pop right back up again? I thought I'd actually done it. I thought I'd cut you into so many pieces you just weren't able to stitch yourself back together. But I guess we're not done. That's okay with me. It's good even. I like that. I got something ready for you while you were gone. Do you want to see it? I'm not going to wait for an answer. I'm just going to show you. It's worth it though. Just you wait. And not for very long, because I'm going to do it right now.
Are you going to say what she does? Do you want me to talk now? Well, yeah, she says she has something new. I want to hear about the new thing. Yeah, me too. I think I speak for all of us when I say that I would like to hear you describe her new thing. Really? Okay then.
Here we go. Now.
The princess's skin twists, splitting into red blooms of raw meat as it stretches. She becomes a wave of blood and viscera, pieces of her splattering against the walls. All that remains in the center of the room is a skeleton of blades. A heart beats furiously in its cage of a chest.
Just 3 litres, dice la Maer.
Vamos, no me jodas.
Are you ready for what comes next?
Holy shit! She's gorgeous. Yes, behold, the perfect woman. Do you think we can throw her out the window? That looked painful. How is she still alive? Heart's still beating, that's all she needs. This is fake. This is all fake. That's all just made up. She doesn't even have a back anymore. How are we supposed to stab her in it? This is all just a sick joke. I hate existing. We're screwed. I quit. I'm done. Forget it. What just happened? It's so quiet.
Something feels different about you. It almost makes me feel different. Like I should actually take this seriously for once.
No haces nada, pero a pesar de tu inacción, tu cuerpo se mueve solo. La princesa ataca cuando te aproximas. Sin embargo, antes de que la estocada finalice su trayectoria, ya estás en otro lugar.
You're incredible.
Vuestras armas chocan una y otra vez y os sumís en un ritmo exento de todo pensamiento y consciencia. Solo existe el baile, el vaivén de las olas, el fluir de las mareas entre ella y tú. Cuanto más te dejas llevar, más rápido te late el corazón y más deprisa cambian las tornas entre los dos. Un crescendo sin fin y entonces una oportunidad. Tu hoja ataca carente de toda voluntad y la suya también. Ambas estocadas son mortales, no sobreviviréis, pero tampoco teméis lo que está por venir. Es un buen final. No os veis morir el uno al otro. Algo se la ha llevado y ha dejado otra cosa en su lugar. Eso haces. Reina el silencio cuando te diriges al cristal. Ha llegado la hora de ver qué hay. Eres tú. Estás solo en un lugar vacío. Todo está en silencio. Te encuentras en la cabaña.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
¿Cómo?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you? I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
Frágil receptáculo como regalo.
Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own.
Ok.
This one is a single-minded edge. She is cruelty, but she is also joy. She will make for a piercing heart. Do not mourn her. She is exactly where she needs to be.
¿Conoces al narrador?
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
¿Eres tú lo que me ha enviado a dar muerte a la princesa?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
¿Es esto el fin del mundo?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
Ya. ¿Conoces los mundos más allá de este lugar?
I know only that they are.
Vale. ¿Nos conocemos?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you. I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me. I promise that it doesn't hurt.
Just 3 litres dice Daracuqueo, el empalador. ¿Qué?
¿Qué?
¿Qué
¿Qué
empalo?
empalo?
La caliento, soy un radiador.
¿Qué? ¿Qué caliento?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
¿Pero siempre has sido la princesa o simplemente la estás convirtiendo en parte de ti?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
¿Y ahora qué?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
No. Me han enviado para dar muerte a la princesa y evitar que destruya el mundo. Si te ayudo, ¿lo destruirás tú?
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
Ya, eso es cierto. No estás hablando claro. ¿Qué harás si te ayudo?
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
¿Y qué pasa si no permito que me hagas esto?
Then we will be here forever, as we are now. Unfinished, dry, hollow.
¿No te da miedo que encuentre una forma de matarte?
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
¿Cuántas más partes de ti he de encontrar?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
¿Cuánto voy a olvidar?
Everything. Until we meet
Hasta que
again.
volvamos a vernos. Joder. No pienso volver.
If you need time, then I'll wait with you.
O sea, solo me dan estas opciones. Antes podía matarme, pero no. Ahora ya no. Venga, va. Estoy listo. Haz que olvide.
She asks that I tell you to remember her.
Me pide que te diga que la recuerdes.
You
Vale.
won't.
No. Vale, me ha cortado todo el rollo, la verdad. Capítulo 1. El héroe y la princesa.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin.
Como lo de
And
Sayeri,
in the basement
totalmente.
of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Nota, puedes omitir los diálogos que ya hayas visto pulsando tab en el... Vale. Avanzar hacia la cabaña en silencio. No vamos a,
You make your way
a
up the short
intervenir
path
mucho.
to the cabin. We're not going to go through with this, right? Ignore him.
Ir a la cabaña.
The interior of the blade
Entrar en el sótano. No voy a pillar la de esto. Vamos a ver
The door to
qué
the
pasa.
her
Hello?
voice. Don't. How many
Vengo a
times do I
salvarte.
have to tell you how
Me la
Really?
suda,
You're
cállate.
here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever. Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for some. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
Llevo una eternidad esperando este momento, claro. Vale, vale. Empiezo a entender, ok.
Don't do it.
A ver qué puedo hacer.
You're only
Ya vamos a
making this
probar.
more difficult.
Nos venga. O sea, lo malo ya ha sucedido. Cosas peores no creo que sucedan. Ya, o sí, no sé. Es que, madre mía.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left.
Y si no hay ninguna llave, si te ocurre alguna otra cosa.
Maybe there's some way to break the chains? Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. Is someone else here? Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't. You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
Pero, ¿qué es Mimir ahora?
As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal.
Es Simir ahora. La autofagia.
It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
Salvar a la princesa.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm. Just you cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit.
Este juego es rarísimo,
She
de
didn't so
verdad.
much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and... Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
No. No, tío. No puede ser.
Okay, there's no going back now. I'm with you to the end. You bring the blade down to strike at the princess's heart. But she's fast. She ducks to the floor, your blade narrowly grazing her backside. Slaying her won't be easy now that she's free.
We could have gotten out of here together. Were you just lying to me this whole time? I don't know what's come over you. But if I have to kill you, then I'll kill you. Do you think I need both?
She pounces on you with the same animal ferocity she used to tear through her arm. But you have a weapon. You raise the blade, digging it under her ribs, aiming directly for the heart. It's not enough to stop her. You feel her claws in your throat, then her teeth, somehow sharp enough to pull apart your flesh and sinew with ease. You collapse to the floor, your body unresponsive as your blood pools on the ground beneath you. She stares down at your ravaged form, eyes shining in the darkness. If we're lucky, the wound you managed to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, it will kill her before she can reach the outside world. It can't just end like this. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Capítulo 2, la bruja. Vale, habrá cambiado.
You're on a path in the... You're here to slay her.
Ya, Ajá. Vale,
Oh,
no.
don't you start grandstanding about morals. The fate of the world is at risk right now, and the life of Amir. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Brilliant. We need to keep our cards close to our chest, and I'm not sure we can trust him. You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. Did I say I'm not sure we can trust him? Slip of the tongue, bit of the old brain fog. I meant to say that we should probably head over to the cabin and slay that princess. We already...
Darte la vuelta e irte.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave?
Sí.
Do you even...
La verdad es que no me parece mal que se acabe el mundo. Ansío la llegada de un nuevo amanecer para todos nosotros. Así que voy a echar a andar en dirección opuesta.
There won't be a new dawn.
Excelente
The world
respuesta.
ends. There'll just be nothing
Qué maravilloso.
forever. Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. That's strange. It looks like this path
Me estás
also
jodiendo, tío.
leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all. That's
Venga.
great to hear.
Sí,
As long
porque
as you
si doy la
bring that
vuelta
fiery
me va a
attitude
traer
to
otra vez
princess
aquí.
slaying, I think this will all resolve splendid. This is probably for the best.
Vale, ahora voy a investigar el espejo. A ver. Seguro que está, ¿verdad?
The
Sí.
interior of the cabin is You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. You take the blade from the shelf. Well, if we're grabbing a weapon, we should probably keep... That's not actually a bad idea. The door to the basement, the weak starlight, the air smells of dirt, her voice.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on, But you are. You're a wretched little... I recognize that voice as easily as I recognized your
She must have you confused with someone else. She seems... You can't. Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we... Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk? You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with... Fine, fine. You're the boss. Thank you. You descend the basement steps, entering the dark room below. You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright.
And there you are. One hand tucked away behind your back, gripping that sharp, sharp blade.
That's no fair. How would she know that?
So, we've dropped the pretenses. Good.
You made a comment back in the woods about having been here before. Now she's acting like the two of you already... Oh, no. You've already been here, haven't you? That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out? Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it. So, you really don't remember us? No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time. I'm just glad we could put all this behind us. Is it all behind us? Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line. Let's chatter up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy. Don't talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
Ooh, smart. Let's apologize. Get us back on the right foot.
Oh, you're sorry. Isn't that nice?
You're such a gracious little monster. If you're sorry, then let me out of here. Prove it.
A ver. Lo sé, la última vez se puso fea la cosa, pero creo que está pasando algo que nos supera a los dos. Deberíamos aliarnos.
I suppose you didn't come into my hovel of your own accord, did you? All right. I suppose I could team up. I need a way out after all, and unfortunately you're the only one I have.
Seems to me like she's offering a mutually beneficial arrangement. Do you know what the word mutually means? Because it sounds to me like she's offering an arrangement that benefits her.
A ver. Le voy a dar la hoja.
You
A ver.
can't be serious. Now, hold on. We should put this to a vote. The blade is one of our most valuable assets. We can't just give it to her. As do I. Abstain? You abstain? She's going to kill us if we... You're going to get everyone
doy la
killed.
hoja.
You know that, right?
No,
Of
no,
course.
es que está clarísimo. O sea,
You toss the blade at the princess's feet. She eyes it with suspicion before kneeling down to pick it up.
I wouldn't have done that. Why did you?
You hear a clanging of metal against the dirt floor, and the chains fall from the princess's wrist. She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little... A woman after my own heart. It's a shame we just gave her a weapon, because if I were her, I'd use it on us right now. Luckily for us, you're not her. Oh, we sure think alike, though. I can promise you that. Whatever you say next, you better make it count. She creeps forward, taking one cautious step at a time until you and she are...
What do you think happens now?
la decisión es tuya, por eso te he dado la hoja. La última vez elegí yo y me arrepiento. Esta vez te toca elegir a ti. Ah,
Her shoulders tense and her eyes dart away.
creo que... O sea, tengo que ir comiéndole la cabeza, tal, para conseguir
This is another
objetivo.
trick. You're trying to sow doubt, but it's not going to work on me.
And then she buries the blade in
Vale.
your heart.
Retiro lo dicho.
What? No. No, come on, that's not right. I told you. I told you this is what she was going to do. Glee dances across her face as you fall to the ground.
I did it. I got you. You...
The princess seems to tremble, her smile fading quickly, replaced with concern. Her nerve...
Why? Why did you let me do this?
But you don't have the strength to respond, nor do you have the time. Everything
Y
goes
muero.
dark, and you die.
Vale. La espina. Vale. Sí.
You're on a path in the... I told... Yeah, Oh, a visionary. Gladly, my dear fellow. By cruelly turning on the princess in her moment of vulnerability, we made ourselves an enemy. But, by mastering... I like journeys. Travelling is a bit of a passion of mine. Well, if we're lucky, she hates us. Does she? She hesitated before stabbing us to... Maybe she won't be as keen to betray us. You know... Maybe you're right. In which case, I suppose... Give what another try, exactly? You are aware I've been listening to you. Right? It makes no difference if we conspire in the shadows or bear our intentions with... Oh, are you now? Great. So you've obviously been here before, since you apparently died at least once. Twice, actually. Sure. Twice.
vas a liberarla.
Please don't. You can't stop all of. Let's just see how the wind. Stop sitting on the fence and pick. I've already picked a side. Our side. I'm here to make sure that whatever happens, because that's worked out great so far. Well, we're not out of the game yet, are we? And again, it isn't long. I don't know if I'd say, you talking about me? I have. Ignore him, he's just talking for talking's sake. My position is the only one that matters. The princess is a threat to you. The interior of the cabin is hardly an interior at all anymore. The burned out ruins merely suggest the shape. The only furniture of note is the crisp shell of what was once a... We gave it to her last time. She can't still have... Well, it's not here. Let me guess. You want to get... Look, I wouldn't be so... If she does, unless her heart tells her to...
Bueno, vamos a
You
bajar.
know what... It went away. You
Ver
reach
el
forward and
espejo,
alas... Well,
tal.
yes, that...
Aunque esto sea nuevo, da igual. Vamos a
Step
entrar
through
en
the
el
frame
sótano.
of
Quiero
scorched
saber
wood.
qué le
The
pasa a ella.
stairs to their spine. These... Her voice...
I
A ver.
can't get away from you, can I? You betray me, I kill you, and you come back. You let me kill you, and you come back. I don't know why you let me do that. I don't know what you want from me. I think you know how this goes. I'm down here and I can't leave. So, come down and talk.
You continue down the basement stairs, brushing past the smooth edges of thorns that grow more and more plentiful as you make your way forward. You step out into what was once a vast open cavern, now overrun by briars and prickles and thistles. At the heart of it all, encased in a tight weave of vines, is the princess. Her
Did you know this was going to happen to me? Are you here to watch me suffer? Are you here to laugh?
Puedo liberarte, pero vas a tener que darme la hoja.
And I'm supposed to believe it's safe in your hands? That you aren't just saying what you need to say in order to fool me and save yourself?
Tienes que fiarte.
The princess clutches the blade closer to her chest.
That sounds nice. I'm so tired of the bad blood between us. But it's hard to let it go. You've hurt me.
Her eyes dart away from yours for a brief moment.
And I've also hurt you.
No.
I don't
Tengo que
know.
persuadirla.
What can either of us really
O
say
sea, se
at
la
this
ve
point?
triste ahora.
How
Se
can
la
we
ve
trust something as
arrepentida.
hollow as words?
She's right, there's nothing left to say. So let's get a move on and do something before she comes up with a scheme to get out of here on...
We don't need words to send a message. It is through action that we can show her our adoration.
Her eyes briefly meet yours, then dart back to the floor. She hangs her head in resignation.
Okay.
You reach towards her bloodied hands, laying your palm on her trembling fingers. For a moment, she clutches it even tighter, her knuckles going white with the effort. But then the tension fades. Her grip finally loosens and she allows you to take the weapon. You carefully pull it free from the thorns, though they scrape at your skin, leaving red trickles of fresh blood all along your arms. She trusts us. She trusts us. Doesn't... Yeah, a little. It could just be nerves. Being this close to her does bring back unpleasant memories, but... I don't know, it doesn't feel bad. We are special to have gained an ounce of trust from a maiden so guarded. Now all that remains is to free her from her bindings. Yeah, let's do it. Let's show her how much both of us have changed. Or, hear me out, we slay her. Right here, right now. She's never been so helpless, and if we don't take advantage of that... That sounds like a splendid idea. You should listen to him. I see that the lines have been drawn. It's 2 against 1. It's 2 against 2. You don't count. And why shouldn't he count? Because he's clearly not one of us. That doesn't matter. He's been with us the whole time. He should get a say.
So, did you mean it? Or was I a fool to hand my life to you?
Yes, what a good idea. Let's cut her free. Oh, so you're suddenly team free her? You can't just switch sides as soon as we make a decision. I can do whatever I want, and I believe with my whole heart that this is the right course of action. Let's free this princess. Everyone deserves a chance at redemption. Let him join us and be merry. We are... That's right. What he said. We've already given him a chance at redemption. And who says I don't deserve another? I really mean it this time. I'm big enough to admit when I'm wrong. So, and I have no problem with that. Welcome to the team. You're one of us now. You take the blade to the thorny vines imprisoning the princess, and she flinches, relaxing only slightly as the blade slices into the thick vegetation rather than her arm. And she flinches again as the last of the vines is cut away, as if, after all of that, she's still expecting you to turn on her and stab her in such a pathetic attempt at distraction and subterfuge. Our blade is a dashing sword, and every dashing sword... You're right. He can't even make it slip, can he? He's a bit of a nobody. Good thing I've been on your side. The princess falls into your arms, tears streaking down her cheeks. I can't believe you're making me describe this. I hate you.
You actually meant it. You rescued me.
Do you see the way she's looking at us? Kiss her. Kiss her now before the
No.
moment ends. She smiles, her hand slipping into yours, and the two of you rush to the basement stairs. You should have kissed her, you
Todavía tiene
fool.
enredaderas.
It was the perfect moment. Shameful, really, that the same thorns that so graciously allowed you downstairs are now blocking your only way out. Please, after all the trials we've been through, do you really think a few measly thorns can stop us? We cut through those other vines just fine. They're only thorns. I'm not afraid of getting a few scrapes. I'm not even sure we need to do any cutting. We can just move them out of the way.
A few pointy sticks can't keep us down here. We're both meant for so much more than this.
As you swing your blade into the thorns covering the basement stairs, they yield. Both you and the princess ascend the stairs without obstacle. This is unacceptable. The second you step out of this cabin with her, the world ends. Do you hear me? What did the world ever do to you to deserve this? Your nightmare is our dream. Whatever world would condemn an innocent like her to a cycle of violence and despair isn't a world worth saving. We'll weave something new together. Something better. You and the princess hesitate at the cabin door. This is your last chance. We've already made our decision.
We're finally leaving here together, aren't we? And all we had to do was trust each other. It wasn't easy, but I'm glad we finally could.
Ir hacia la libertad.
Hands clasped, the two of you open the door and step out into a new day, you irredeemable murderers.
What do we do now? Where's everything
No.
going? Why is it so cold?
No tienes oportunidad de contestar ni nunca la tendrás. Es hora de irse. Los recuerdos
She's gone.
regresan.
Where does she go? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now. You better watch your back. You can't get rid of me that easy. Do it then. End us all before I die of a broken heart.
Has crecido.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again. Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
Es que ahora no tengo claro nada de lo que tengo que hacer. Te lo juro, es rarísimo este juego, o sea, no estoy entendiendo nada, te lo juro. ¿Qué quieres que te traiga la próxima vez?
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. My joy is in seeing what you choose. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets. Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward. The vessels are shaped by memories of you, but their impulses are drawn to the edge of the long quiet. To them, you are a gate to something more, and any hurt you've caused them is understood as a fair price for freedom. But they are only thoughts and perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence. This one yearns for connection she feels she doesn't deserve. Even when shown compassion, she hid herself away. Do not mourn her. She isn't alone anymore.
Es muy existencialista este juego, ¿eh? Lo cual me gusta bastante, de hecho. Pero... Joder, tío.
If I am to be an ocean, you have nurtured me into a pond. My waters are shallow and murky, and I yearn for more perspective. You will have your rest in due time, and I am sorry for the burdens I place on you. My preference is for you to show me what you would like me to see. I cannot know the ways I wish to grow, for I have yet to feel them. It is you who guides me down the thin trail of perspective and memory.
Wow.
I will long for your return, but it will
Vamos
give me time
con
to
otra
reflect
vuelta.
on what I am.
Vamos con otra vuelta. O sea, quiero ver
We will
las
meet again.
posibilidades.
You're on a path. You're here to...
¿No has considerado que igual me parece bien que se
Of
acabe el
course I
mundo?
haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end. I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists, or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those. You make your way up the short path. The interior of the blade is your imp. You take the blade. The door to the basement.
Don't be a stranger. And it's been so long since I've had any visitors.
She's so coldly beautiful. Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something? Then why did you bring a knife with you? How about you drop it, and then we can...
She makes a compelling point. Don't you dare. It's fine. The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just...
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Don't just tell her that.
Ya sí se lo voy a hacer, sí.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so... dangerous?
Sooner or later, you'll understand that I have your best interests at heart. hopefully sooner.
How sweet. Now be a pal and help me get out of here, would you? We could figure out how to deal with them after I'm free.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here.
Well, you do have that big, sharp knife.
She speaks with almost, if we were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we've been. You attempt to make someone else here. You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. The knife. Pick it up and...
You won't like. Against you cut. The blade is she doing so much as free. How is she so
Thank you.
Me va a obligar
Now
otra
let's
vez
get out of
a...
here.
No, we
¿Verdad?
won't have any of that. As the prince. Wait, what?
Joder, tío.
Okay, though the
I don't do you, but I don't have to tell you that. I'll go ahead and show you.
You fall to your knees, barely able to. Every blow is as punishing as the first.
Esto es nuevo.
You feel bones shatter with every impact, unknown ruptures blossoming with blood somewhere inside of you. If we're lucky, the wound you manage to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from the...
Oh, too weak to even try?
She places a confident heel on your chest, and her knee falls to your throat, your windpipe crushed beneath a weight you didn't think her. It can't just end like this. I'm sorry, but it's... Everything goes dark, and you die.
La torre.
You're here. A warning. She will you're being annoyed. So please.
Ya,
That's what
ya sabemos
the
qué va a
interior of
pasar.
the cabin is
¡Uepa!
larger and more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest. The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. Why do we feel so small? We don't feel small. We are small. You take the blade from the... The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase. Its steps almost as deep as you are tall. But still a step. Her booming...
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs.
You weren't kidding when you said it was booming. We need to get down there. Should we be worried about your... It doesn't matter what... Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond. The princess towers over you, almost glowing in the weak starlight, her figure framed by a stained glass window. Her long hair billows around her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall. The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants. You brought that knife again, even though you know it's useless. Such drop.
The blade slips from your fingers and clatters uselessly to the floor. We didn't have to do that. And yet you did. She's so much more than us. You wouldn't understand what it feels like to be in her presence. Oh, I understand what's going on, and you'd better snap yourself out of it.
Kneel.
On her command, you fall to the floor,
It's
knees
good, right?
painfully connecting with hard stone.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk? The last time we met, you told me I was destined to end the world. That thought wrapped itself around my heart. It has pulled at me since the moment I squeezed the life out of your broken lungs. I could feel its fundamental truth awaken me.
Segundo.
The collapse of the old is a necessary prelude to the birth of the new, and the world as it is now is overdue for alterations. It's time for me to seize my destiny, and you, little bird, will help me seize it.
Well, that gives away the game, doesn't it? It does. But why did she say the last time we met? She's right. We've died here before. Pitifully. We might as well do what she asks of us. And he's being melodramatic, but the point stands. What are we even supposed to do to stop? Well, I'll be damned. That's not good. Okay. First things first, you're going to have to stuff those pessimistic thoughts someplace far. The stakes of the situation should be perfect.
All you have to do is break these chains and set me free. This isn't about desire. This is about what I am. And I have little interest in discussing destiny with one that cannot see the divine truth that shines in my heart. Your will was so easily broken. Am I that magnificent? All you need to do now is break my chains.
If this is what you want, then I guess there's not much else for me to say. No, you can't just give in to her. Not when the stakes are so high. Not when you're so close. I won't let you do this.
There's still something in the way. A greasy film inside of you where it doesn't belong. Trying to... Is that a person? No, it used to be a person. It's something different now. An echo.
Is she talking about you? That's impossible. She's not supposed to be able to interact with me.
You're a small one, aren't you? A shriveling little worm stretched beyond its limits, trying to control things that it can't understand.
No. What are you talking about?
I don't care what you are. You're mine. Rise, my little bird.
Without hesitation, you're brought to your feet.
Break my chains.
And how are we supposed to do that? All we have is a blade. All you need to do is believe it's been done. Her chains shatter, and the cuff falls from her wrist. She is loose, and the end is upon us.
What a good disciple you are. Come, it's time for us to leave.
Otra vez el vacío.
She's gone. Where did she go? And is that a... But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be... I don't want to look at us. What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels... This is what we all deserve.
Te has deteriorado.
am a growing chorus of contradiction. A mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same. And yet my waters flow and my streets bustle. There are no words that can describe me into non-existence. There is no... I am everything that you have known me to be, but I am also none of it. It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse? It says that your heart is gentle, that even in the darkness you are guided by compassion.
¿Y si destruyo mi cuerpo? Alzas tu voluntad para poner fin a tu vida, pero cuando se hunde en el espacio en el que debería estar tu cuerpo no sientes absolutamente nada. Una de las muchas manos frente a ti se adelanta y te toca la cara con suavidad.
There's nowhere for you to be but here. If that remains your choice when all is said and done, then you may try. But know that I do not wish you harm, even if you attempt to destroy me. As easily as you can stand to be you, you are like me, even if you have chosen not to look at the corners of you that do not fit. Even if you have chosen to ignore the brilliant contours of your soul. My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is turned inward, except when you are here with me. Perhaps this will change when our work is done.
Voy a atacar a la entidad. Tu voluntad atraviesa la entidad que hay frente a ti, pero no ocurre
My
nada.
roots burrow in an ocean beyond your sight. We cannot harm each other as we are now.
O sea, tengo que seguir.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Vale,
You're here to...
empezamos otra vez. Vamos a la cabaña. Es
Well,
que ya me resigno, o sea, simplemente hago, ¿sabes? Entrar en el sótano. Me va a dar la hoja después, así que no pasa nada.
How many times do I have to tell you?
Okay.
¿Cómo te llamas? Espérate.
Oh,
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she responds.
you can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
Okay.
Is Princess her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine being named Princess Princess?
Like I said, you can call me Princess if you'd like. I'm sorry, I've been down here so long I guess I've just forgotten. I must have a name though. Everyone has a name.
Okay, that's weird. She hadn't even thought to pick a name for herself. Hopefully you're starting.
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
This is the only time this is ever going to happen, but... Okay, but actually, what has she been eating? She has to eat, right? You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge No, you're doing the right. You walk up, they're large and heavy.
I'm guessing you don't have
Maybe it's somewhere doubtful.
Okay. I'll be here. Good luck.
You attempt to make your... Is someone else here? You try the door, but it's locked from the out. Your shouts and plead. You're here to slay the... You make your easier for everyone. Look at the
I heard the door.
There's a slight panic.
If I could just get out of...
She barely has as she rips her... It's the
Vamos a
blade from a
agradecer esta
ball when you
parte.
won't... Fine, I get you
Me va a
cut
hacer
into
otra
her
vez
flesh.
la
We won't
putada
as the
esta.
princess approach.
Avisarla. Eso.
Stop that.
Sí, sí, sí.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have...
Your body lunges forward.
No!
The blade held low, ready to sink into her. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance. Stop it! Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Por favor.
The blade! Move the blade! As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hand.
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony.
Oh no!
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone. Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain.
I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her blade work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Ya damisela. Vale.
You're on a path in the woods, and
Por
at the
favor,
end of that
quiero que
path
esta sea la
is a
última
cabin.
vuelta ya.
You're here to...
Oh, but I don't.
Vamos a la cabaña. Nos olvidamos de todo.
The interior of the cabin is clean. The blade
Vale.
is
Entrar al sótano. Tiene que acordarse seguramente. O sea, da igual. Ahora la hoja da
The
igual.
door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. But it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Segundo. Está.
Hello? Is someone there?
Her voice. It's somehow even more beautiful than last. Okay, I'm with you that we should be doing whatever we can to save her, but saying we're in love is, we don't even know the princess. Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess.
My love, we're here to rescue you from...
You know she can't hear you.
She may not be able to hear my...
Oh, your spirit's plenty loud.
It's you, my dashing hero.
Did you hear that?
And she called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you. Waiting for you to come back.
That's right, villain. Well, only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense.
And you've died before. We damned a whole world. Nothing resets your...
If another version of me was pushed to such drastic action, it was for good reason.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
She took that in stride. To a surprising extent.
That's because she's...
Do you think she has someone like him telling her what to do? She doesn't. There's no one else like me.
I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence.
A ver.
I'm okay with whatever you come up with. You can cut my arm off again.
We won't be laying a finger on her perfect wrists, and indeed, we won't even have to. Do you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her right out with no harm done.
What? No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains. Why are you two arguing over the logistics of slipping her hand out of her shackles? She just said she'd be okay with any idea we came up with.
She didn't care last time. Why should she care this time? That's our stoic...
No, you're right. It's extremely bizarre behaviour and further evidence that she's a monster who's not to be trusted.
You died, and now we're talking.
No, I can't let you do that. If you... You're what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her? I would if you had a weapon.
Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if...
You wouldn't.
I would.
I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings. And doesn't the world end if we don't stop her? You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked. I can't believe it. But I guess I have to.
I told you. There's no life more worth living.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a
Qué
joyful embrace.
bonito, tío, qué bonito. Me está gustando mucho.
If only you had a
Cada
weapon,
vez se
one
pone
slip
más
of the wrist
bonito. O
and
sea,
your pristine
se pone
blade
cada
would
vez
be
más
buried
triste,
in
pero
her
al
back
mismo
and
tiempo se pone
everyone
muy
out there would
bonito.
be saved.
De verdad.
Luckily for Mr. Romance, we don't have a weapon.
Who needs a weapon when we have the power of love?
What do we do now?
Let me guess. End the world?
Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone who has never felt love in his heart.
I don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before.
She doesn't even know what she wants. You may have had her all wrong. What if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want to end the world? You're so gullible. Is the only thing you've ever doubted the actual truth?
I think I want to leave. And I think...
The princess closes her eyes in deep reflection, and then she shrugs.
I don't know. What do you want to do? That sounds perfect.
The princess takes your hand, the last hopes of the entire world slipping through your fingers as they intertwine with hers. We have each other. We don't need the world for our happy ending. I like to think that you do, actually. Look, I have my doubts, but the choice has been made and this is happening. I will mope about it, because moping is the only recourse you love-blind fools have left me with. You and the princess walk up the stairs hand in hand. Ugh, look at the way she's smiling at you. She doesn't have to be so happy about it. And what happens after we walk up the stairs? Let's see. Oh, isn't that interesting? The door slams in your face and the lock clicks. That's a familiar move. Did I do that last time? Then you should know that you won't be able to leave.
Oh no! Did someone lock us in here? That's not fair! We're supposed...
She's right. It isn't fair. But the unfairnesses of the world are no match for the strength of true love. Enough with this true love nonsense. You just met her. Of course you wouldn't understand. Our passions run deeper than any... Are you listening to this? You don't have to go along with the every whim of that delusion. I'm just along for the ride at this point.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
Like a pair of teenagers in love, you and the princess place your hands on the door together. Blech. And the lock clicks and the door creaks open. Are you kidding me? I told you our love was insurmountable. You and the princess make your way upstairs. The blade, that's right, there's still a chance for you to do the right thing. Take the blade from the table and slay her before it's too late. You're enjoying this, aren't you? You're taking every opportunity you can to draw out the end of the world and make me suffer. I hate you. You know, if her walking out that door is really going to end the world, can't we all just stay here? That's not how this works. Yes, what he said, that's not how this works. Obviously, we have to leave with her. What a romantic suggestion. You're right. We don't need the world. All we need is each other. That's exactly what I just suggested. Was it not romantic when I suggested it? Did you suggest that? I
Tío, lo jodido es que ahora esta parte también no va... O sea, obviamente pues va a terminar como va a terminar. Y... Pero es que me jode, tío, porque es que cada vez se está poniendo más bonito. En serio, es maravilloso.
But the door's right there. We can just leave.
Wait. Why would she say that? Was she not wooed by our proclamation of love? Are we not enough for her? She's not wooed by you because staying here and building a life together isn't...
Okay. That's the way out. We're going to leave together, just like you wanted.
Yes, I suppose you are going to do that, aren't you? You cross the room, opening the door to the cab, and then you step outside. Our happy ending at last.
We did it. What should we do now?
Y otra vez.
Where did everything go? Where did he go? Oh, is he gone? I hadn't noticed. I was too busy staring.
I'm cold. Is being happy supposed to be so cold?
She's cold. Quick, our feathers. Pluck them all and weave her a coat worthy of a prince. She's gone. And is that a... But it feels so bad. Yes, I feel... Okay. She'll be there waiting.
Ya estés entrañado. Vale.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. We're supposed to be there. Do you know what we'll find out there? There is a warmth and sadness in me at the thought of people. Fresh tears on a winter's day. They are not like us. They do not last.
¿Crees que nosotros somos reales? O
We
sea, yo
are
me lo estoy
real.
cuestionando ya.
Nothing
Porque,
is an idea
joder.
that dwells in the absence of something. But nothing cannot exist on its own. And because of that, nothing can't exist. If I did, I would already be awake. No, their thoughts are quiet. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond? I am on the cusp of my awakening. Perhaps you are on the cusp of yours.
Por favor.
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are.
Vale.
I will be here, waiting for you.
Vale, voy a intentar esta vez hacerlo todo perfecto. O sea, voy a intentar seguir el camino que he estado siguiendo
You're on a path
esta
in the
última
woods. You're here to
esta última
slay
vuelta.
her.
Pero necesito darle un giro, o
Mate,
sea,
we're not gonna go through-
hacer
ignore
algo
him.
distinto.
The-
Entrar en el sótano, da igual.
Wait, really?
No, 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 no.
Nice.
Come downstairs. I want to see the face of...
You walk down the stairs. She's beautiful. I am begging.
Hi. I hope you brought some...
You were.
Ay, no, no quería, él no quería mentirle. Vale, ¿cómo te llamas? Ok. Tal.
I don't see what...
The princess hesitates before responding. She doesn't know. She's been down here too long to have any idea. She knows what she'd do. She's just...
Are you looking for the truth, or are you looking for the right answer? Because with the dynamic we have going on here, I don't think the specifics of what I do really matter.
Es una respuesta rara.
It's not like you'd believe me. Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world. I don't remember much about it, to be honest.
That's... How long has she been locked away?
Did they tell you how I'm supposed to end the world?
Sooner or later, you'll learn to trust me.
Thank you for believing me.
They're large, and
I'm guessing
maybe it's some doubtful.
maybe they... Or if that doesn't work...
She offers this. If we were stuck down here long enough, it's
Nada.
easier.
I heard...
There's a
If I could...
she rips its ball. You,
Adaptar.
without hesitation,
No!
you bring the blade down at the wound. Okay. There's no go.
You
No,
The
no,
princess
no,
pushes
no,
away
otra vez
from
no.
you, the most
Otra vez
wounded,
no.
but
You've...
I thought tonight. Don't waver. As you ready your blade cuts into her again. Forget
Vale,
about
esto es
trying to
otra vez
rescue
lo
her.
mismo.
This is. Though your nerves
Joder,
are
no
seizing,
quería,
you seize
no
a
quería
moment.
este final, tío, no.
The prince. What if she doesn't? You rush up the stairs and dive past the threat. You close the basement door, locking it behind you and
Vale.
quickly barricading it with the heavy wooden table that once. Okay, we can make this work. She has an awful wound, and we have all the time in the world. You settle in against the far wall to watch. It isn't long before you start to drift off, your eyelids heavy with fatigue.
I know you're still there. It's not like this little door will hold for very long anyways. It's probably a good idea to try to get back on my...
She sounds terrifying. Like she's less of the princess you saw. As she violently rattles the door, you do your best.
When I get out of here, I'm going to pick you apart piece by piece. You don't know the kind of enemy you've made tonight.
It doesn't sound like she's getting any. No.
Do you think a couple of cuts is enough to do me in? I'm not as frail.
You put the princess's threats out of your mind as best. You jolt awake in the middle of the night to silence in the cabin. The ruckus. Where is she?
Thanks for helping me get out of that
Wow.
awful basement.
You try and stumble to your feet, but as the princess draws, it isn't all at once. The paralysis comes in waves. Whose side are you on? Yours, of course. But
So helpless. I can take my time with you, can't I?
she steps closer, one silent footfall at a time, cocking her head in curiosity as you feel your...
Or maybe I can't take my time with you. You don't look well. Oh, what a shame. If you'd only helped me get out of here, we could have done such wonderful...
Your lungs stop drawing in breath, and your heart freezes in your chest.
I'd say better luck next time. But we both know this is the end, don't we?
It can't be. This can't actually be, however... I'm sorry, but everything goes dark, and you die.
La pesadilla.
You're on
Vale.
a path. You're here. She will... I don't think... The blade is your implement. You hold on. What happened to the door? It's just an empty frame. She's already gotten out, hasn't she? And she's ready for us. She's been... I'm going to need all of you to pull... So deep breath in. Oh, we should have
Dale en el
taken a
sótano.
knife. I don't think go...
No.
You cross over the threshold and onto a series of isolated steps. More eyes, too. You never mention the eyes. The air seeping up from below reminds you of fresh lightning and static, as if you're descending into a place that isn't meant for a creature of flesh and blood. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her cruel and playful voice
I didn't think you'd come back. We're gonna have a lot of fun, you...
Come back? You really don't remember, do you? Didn't you hear my warning a minute ago? Something tells me she isn't gonna be... You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. As you emerge, you find yourself between two loose rows of white wooden planks, suspended in nothingness. A smattering... She could be anywhere, and there's nowhere for us to hide. We're completely exposed.
Are you really not going to comment on how weird this place is? No, I'm not. Somebody needs to be the voice of reason here, and it certainly isn't you. Excuse me, I'm being incredibly reasonable. You're the one who's just matter-of-factly describing whatever the hell we're looking at like it's an ordinary basement. We're going to die down here. I don't want... Please stop saying that. You're only going to make things worse. Just...
I wouldn't give it too much thought if I were you. It doesn't really matter.
You decide it's best to do nothing.
There you are. I told you I was going to find you.
As the princess approaches, your legs, your arms quickly follow. This is it.
It's almost like you want...
There has to be a way out of this. Think. What did you do? Pull yourself together. She is...
I wonder how many times I'll get to play with you before you break.
Your vision cuts out as your blood begins to coagulate. It's as if every part of your being is coming to a lurching halt. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart. Your lungs pull in a desperate gulp of air as your eyes shoot back open. What are you doing? I'm working. Do you want this body to function, or do you want... And then experience stops once more as your body reapproaches. Okay, whatever you were doing, please just start doing it. Are you sure about that? Are you sure that's what you want? You have seconds left. Yes, I'm sure. Heart. Again, your eyes shoot open as you gasp for breath.
Can't decide what you want to do, can you? Oh well, standing there gasping like a fish is more fun than dead. Even if you look ridiculous.
She isn't attacking us. The why doesn't matter. She's already proven her ill intent. Don't lose. And how are we supposed to do that? We don't have a weapon. That isn't my fault. It doesn't matter whose fault it is because fighting her isn't an option right now. Then you should get looking, shouldn't you? Lungs, liver, nerves, heart, 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 lungs, liver, nerves, heart. What? No!
I knew you'd come around. Oh, this is going to be so...
No, I'm not going to let this happen. Before you can utter another word, do you think you can just wrest control away from us? This body's barely functioning as it is. Doesn't the world end if we fail to stop her? Won't letting us die here just make it end faster? Shit. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. With a flick of the princess's wrist, the stairs slide back.
Come along now. You don't want to be stuck down.
The princess glides onto the stairs and beckons you to follow, but we don't. We've already made our choice. We can still grab it on the way out. You're not wrong, but maybe you should let me handle the suggestions for the time being. Just heart, lungs, liver. You step onto the basement stairs, following the princess as she ascends. Pins and needles punctuate your every step, an uncomfortable and constant reminder of your mortality. Is this really worth it? At least it's a choice. That doesn't justify anything. A terrible choice is still terrible.
Parece que lleve una máscara, ¿no?
Make sure you keep up. We wouldn't want you to...
As if acting on instinct, you crane your neck and look behind you. There is nothing. The princess reaches the top of the stairs, and her head twists back in your direction, watching you with dead eyes as the... Don't forget that your pristine blade is still on the... Have you considered that maybe you could operate the autonomic nervous system for a bit? Everyone is trying to manipulate us, and I can... Heart, your body seizes violently as you No! I guess I have to do... Heart.
There we go. Back with me where you belong. I thought you might have decided to break yourself just to spite me. It's now we can get back to business. For starters, we won't need this where we're going.
The princess plucks the blade from the floor and tosses it through the door behind you. It vanishes. Guess we're not stabbing her in the back. I guess not. I'm going to fix myself a stiff drink. If I'm about to watch you hand the world to...
And now, you open...
There's nothing else for us to do.
doorknob twists in your hand, revealing the forested path beyond the cabin. You
It's so beautiful. I can't wait to ruin it.
lungs,
But it's so cold, too. It's itching against my skin.
liver, nerves, heart,
Why is it so cold?
nerves,
She's gone. And is that... But if it's... Okay.
A ver. No eres absolutamente nada. Pero es imposible, no puedes ser nada. Centras la vista y la ves. Una figura débil y envuelta en las sombras, más allá del reflejo.
I think you know what I am.
The narrator. Yes. I suppose that's my job, isn't it? You needed help after all. An objective voice to guide your blade. But you were never supposed to see me. I wonder how many worlds you've damned to extinction to fall this far. Then ask them, and make it quick. I won't last for long now that you can see me. I am an echo, likely one of many. Somebody made you after all, and I'm what's left of him. Not that I'm the only one who can make that claim, I'm sure. She is the shifting mound, the ebb and flow, the capacity to change. She is transformation, or most of it. Her nature is why I had to die, for she becomes that which others perceive her to be. But an echo can't perceive things, not in the way that people can. So I tucked a part of myself into the folds of this construct to guide you. This isn't the end just yet. You can still destroy her and save everyone. You were made to do this single task, and you will still have a chance to fulfill your purpose once I'm gone.
Buah, es que sale un montón de preguntas, tío.
It was supposed to keep the two of you trapped here until the job was done. And it was supposed to guide your hand to help you. The construct you're in exists in every world at once. Any time you failed, any time you thought yourself dead, it would restart and shunt both you and her into a new world. But you're waking up to your true nature now.
It won't be able... Yes, you will, but it will all be worth it. Because among other things, she is death itself. To rid the world of suffering, to save untold trillions from being lost forever to the cosmic wind, she must be destroyed.
Ya, pero la transformación es inevitable, sucede siempre.
Light, burdenless, an eternal pattern of forgetfulness leading into the joys of rediscovery. Everyone will be with the ones they love. No more fear, no more howling chaos. Just life, forever. There's a cruel irony to it all. The only way I could share my dream with the world was to never be able to see it for myself. As you are now, you won't be able to will her into anything. You don't work the way a living being does. Not anymore. And as you were before, you couldn't be trusted with the knowledge of what she is. No one could be trusted with that knowledge. Intrusive thoughts have a way of creeping in and ruining everything. It's why I...
Es que no sé qué preguntarle, la verdad. Es que hay demasiadas preguntas.
wouldn't work. Her nature as the shifting mound makes it so nothing can last forever as it is now. It wouldn't matter how long the two of you waited. Eventually she would find a way to leave. And then everything would change. And until then, the clock ticks on. I've said my piece, and my time is up. It's like I said, I'm just an echo, and echoes always fade away.
Cuando el último fragmento de cristal se rompe, te ves a ti mismo con una nueva claridad. Eres el silencio eterno, un dios inmenso y creciente. Ya ha llegado la hora de que te despiertes. Todo eso eres tú. Hermano, esto es... Vaya petardos han fumado los que han hecho este juego, o sea... Y me encanta, o sea, es que... Juegos así que te exploten la cabeza es que son maravillosos, pero tío... Cuando llegas al final de todo, no hay ningún receptáculo final que contemplar. No hay absolutamente nada.
Just3Li3 dice ya van 2 veces que no me salen las alertas. Quiero mis puntos.
I can
Gitano.
finally see you. And you can finally see me.
Vale, luego lo miro, no sé por qué.
It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
Ella esboza una Infinidad de sonrisas
Justres
como
litres
respuesta y
dice H
espera.
votante del PSOE.
Vete a la mierda. Ella esboza una infinidad de sonrisas como respuesta y espera pacientemente a que continúes.
Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him, and I know his construct. He was deluded by his fear of death. Pay him no mind.
Hermano, que me acabo de dar cuenta que cojones.
Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the shifting mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am. Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the echoes spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
Creo que ha llegado la hora de que nos marchemos de aquí, pero no sé cómo podemos hacerlo ni a dónde ir.
Nothing brings me greater joy than to hear those words. The final piece lies with you.
El cuerpo de una antigua criatura despierta tras su letargo y sientes partes de ti que antes ni siquiera habías sido capaz de concebir. Todo cuanto hay aquí es parte de ti excepto ella. Sientes tus alas que abarcan una escala cósmica, pero están encogidas y arrugadas, atadas a un plano finito mediante una tensión angustiante. Sientes el cristal del constructo oprimiéndote, confinándote entre sus lados y ángulos infinitos. Te resistes y tratas de liberarte, pero no cede.
I love you.
De repente toda la tensión cede. Sois libres y estáis
It's
juntos.
magnificent.
No hay palabras ni pensamientos capaces de describir la realidad absoluta. Es algo que simplemente existe.
Everything, just like it always has been.
Juntos avanzáis hacia 1000 amaneceres y 1000 atardeceres, cada uno de los cuales contiene 1000 más. Existes y eres consciente de ello, tal y como has sido siempre y siempre lo serás. A pesar de que el conflicto está en vuestra naturaleza, nunca estaréis solos y jamás conoceréis el miedo. Al fin, ella y tú estáis en casa. ¡God ending! ¡Sacamos el God ending! ¡Maravilloso, tío! ¡Ah! ¡Qué maravilloso juego! ¡Qué maravilloso juego, tío! Ahora mira Discord, vale, voy. Ahora voy. Qué guapo, tío. Hacía mucho que no jugaba un juego que te come la cabeza y te hace replantearte cosas, ¿eh? De verdad. Además, me encanta que hayan metido tema de simbolismos, que, o sea, el cuervo, por ejemplo, que simboliza la transformación y tal. Y además es uno de mis animales favoritos, o sea, es que es tremendo. Es muy guapo. Aquí tienes el orden de las pistas de una lista... Ah, vale, ok. Ok. Además, ahora que has completado la historia por primera vez, has desbloqueado la galería. Puedes acceder a ella desde el menú principal y el menú dentro del juego, la pestaña Recuerdos. Está llena de pistas que te ayudarán a descubrir nuevos receptáculos e interacciones. Wow, vale. Vale. Me mola. Nuestro otro juego. Bueno, lo miraré, investigaré, a ver. Maravilloso. Ha estado muy chulo. Muy chulo. A ver. ¿Qué más pasa? Me has hecho una captura o algo, ¿verdad? Charlie. ¿Qué cojones? No lo comparto. No lo comparto. ¿Qué cojones? Has hecho lo de inspeccionar elemento, ¿no? Porque es que desde luego tú no puedes hacer esos cambios en mi perfil de Twitch. Hombre, es que ya me imaginaba yo. Bueno. Y mientras dejo esta maravillosa música de fondo, que de hecho lo que es la banda sonora está maravilloso, ¿verdad? Este juego está muy bien hecho. El arte, la historia, cómo te construye todo de manera que vayas avanzando y vayas cambiando según qué decisiones y te plantees las cosas. Es tremendo, es maravilloso. Así que solo tengo que decir, ¿vale? Que ahora ya nos estaremos viendo este viernes con el especial San Valentín, ¿vale? En el que vamos a leer las anécdotas que me habéis ido mandando al buzón este de Not Gonna Lie de forma anónima. Así que las estaremos leyendo y a lo mejor dar consejos, ¿no? Lo que sea. Depende de qué haya, porque la verdad he visto que hay unas cuantas, y tengo miedo, tengo miedo, la verdad, no sé qué voy a encontrar. No sé qué voy a encontrar. Porque la verdad no me esperaba tanta participación. Pero bueno, nos vemos. Besazo. Cuídense, descansen, coman. Y nos vemos. Pues eso, nos vemos el viernes.